We'll just make sure the build is set. I'll go over the build. I've been trying to go over each build every time before I do it. But for the assassin, it's always the same. And if you're on a shadow on the pub side, it would be the same. Now, on this character, I could do it as a juggernaut tank, but I'm going to stick with assassin tank just because I'm looking for an assassin DPS lightsaber. So that's what I'm going to spec for. But so I use this 2 seconds of shroud on cloak, severing slash. I always do force phase because I want to be able to move really quickly through like the sandstorm. This here fade, you could do dark stability, but I just keep it on fade. I use overcharge saber because it's a really good, you know, DCD to have. This one here, I want recklessness up as much as I can get, so this one reduces the time between recklessness, so that's what I go with on this one, Twilight. And then over here, I add speed and duration to the force speed that I have. So when I cloak and when I do force speed, and then I'm going to use chain to get AOE DPS, and I'm going to keep chain. Now what I figured on Nefra, if we do box, I need it to chain over to the droid, so I'm going to keep it on this. Sometimes I switch to agonize, but I'm just going to keep it on chain. And it looks like my bar is already set up. It looks like I did this on her last week. Everything looks great, so I'm just going to put on my gear. I'm going to tell the dude that, you know, so you guys can see, like, he did that, and then I'm going to X up as a tank. And then he should send me an invite. I've already run like 5 of them with him, so. Yep, and he's already got it turned into an ops group, so I don't have to leave my phase, so I can just get my gear. Alright, I don't need that. Alright, so let's... Okay, that's right, that's right, that's right. Alright, don't want that one. I want Exar Kun. Yep. And then 2 cloaks. My gloves. There's the other relic. And yeah, there's the tank. Force resistance. Okay, so the relics I'm running with are dynamic force and force resistance, and depending on who you talk to, most theory crafters for like ops rating would tell you that this is best in slot. The dynamic force gives you more recklessness more often, which recklessness is one of your biggest, you know, it greatly increases your absorb. And as long as you keep your dark ward running, your shield goes way up, so you'll just shield and absorb a lot of stuff. So you want recklessness up as much as you can get it, and so that's why you use that. And then this just helps overall with your DPS mitigation, force resistance. I also have, I showed you guys this, but it's more situational. This one here, that when you shield an attack, it does DPS. And so I think for a fight like Dash, where you need to put a lot of DPS out on the mobs, I think that one's pretty good. But normally I don't change. Normally I just stay dynamic force, but I could see like an argument for this, especially if you were in a group with like a static group that was solid, like really good healers, really good DPS. All the DPS are doing over 30 or 35k on that fight. You could just basically help, you know, by you do more DPS on the ads, because anytime your shield overloads, it's going to do this AOE damage effect, right? which I think would help a little bit more versus 3% damage reduction. But with because I'm pugging, I'm using the Exar Kun, which is adding damage reduction. So I get stacks of, I get up to, how many stacks does that do? It just does 2% per stack for 5 seconds. And that's going to add to the 3% that I have here. So I have 2 cloaks for Nef. I also should probably take Friend of the Force, because some groups will ask you to use Friend of the Force, although that's rare, but sometimes. And Friend is right there. And then I also have that one, Shroud of a Shadow, but I never use that one. So, but I just like to have them. Okay, so we've got our gear on, we've got our build set, we've got the tactical that we want, and just to make a note for me to switch tacticals, I'm gonna put them right there. So we can go to fleet. Bro, it got warm here today. I'm on the ocean and it was like sunny and 70. I think inland it was like 80. It makes me wonder if I'm gonna have to like start using air conditioning, which I hope not. Like, I don't want it to just jump right into full-blown summer. I like the summer. It's probably my favorite, but I like a little bit of spring where I can not need to use air conditioning, so. But where I live in New England, it just gets really, like, sticky in the summer. There's a lot of humidity, so you kind of have to use an air conditioner. Alright, so we're waiting for them to fill these last 2 spots. So I might as well take a look at my ship hangar, since likely I will do some GSF for tech frags this week at some point. It's something to do while we wait. Alright, so it looks like all her ships are mastered. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna switch that to the Quell.
Anyone suspected of illegally traveling from Tatooine is to be scrutinized for signs of Rakul contamination, and if deemed
check my
appropriate,
crew. I'm like
eliminated.
not very good at GSF, so usually I like to have my co-pilot give me a heal. So usually I'll use Blizz because he can use the Hydra Spanner, but because that's a gunship, I'll have wingmen from Quinn. So Jaisa, Quinn, Vector, and Blizz. But for everyone else, my co-pilot will be Blizz. So no, see, they're saying. I'll show you guys. Do Nefra first? No, we're gonna do Dash first. They want to do Nefra first. That means they're all insane. Always do Dash first, because then I've already talked about it. That lets you know that your DPS is not just a bunch of crazy lunatics who don't know what the hell they're doing. And you won't waste any time. The Sting, I've got no rec to buy. What am I using on it? Quads. I need to get bursts on this, but I have no rec to do it, so Not gonna worry about it now. Yeah, I'm using booster recharge. That's good. Distortion field, retro with turn. I also want reinforced, but I don't have the rec to buy it, so I'm gonna stick with lightweight for now. Ranged, I like. Large is good, and then this here I want to get turn. So I just need to get some rec in order. So this ship is not ready really to use, but this one is, it looks like. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. EMP is all up and it's shutting off people's engines. That's good. Rocket pods are always fun. And then light, I think, is probably the best. I think it's so. Usually I play this ship. I like hitting people with the EMP pulse. I'm not very good at GSF. You know, the way that the UI works is really terrible. So this one here, because you don't have to aim the EMP field, you can just pop it off. That I tend to like this ship. And the other ship I like is the Quell. Quell is pretty solid.
Remain vigilant during this Rakul emergency.
I like shooting EMP missiles
Use of
at
lethal
people.
force against plague carriers is authorized and
heavy
encouraged.
lasers, I probably could switch that out to light, but for now I'm just gonna keep it heavy. Usually I just shoot things with missiles on the ship anyway, so I have efficient targeting. Range, because I'm terrible, I need to have like the best range on this stuff because I'm not very good at it. And then regen, I guess the other one I could use is turn, so we'll switch it to that. But that all looks good. For my gunship, which obviously I have Ion set to do like the AOE, and then I have I want this to be like more damage and more crit chance, just so I can get like a big hit. Don't usually shoot things with that, but I think burst is even better, so I'll switch it over to burst. Reinforced I'll go with. Power pool I want. Turbo I don't. I want large, okay, and then damp, that's good. For this here, like, everyone loves railguns, but I tell you, I did a match where somebody had missile sentries and they were just killing everything. So I planned, oh, actually I have the wreck on this ship, so let's do that. Let's grab. So drone missile range 500 or energy pool. No, we'll do the increased range, and then missile damage or cannon damage. We'll do missile damage. So yeah, we'll try the missile sentry. Most people go with railgun because it has a higher range, and then the seeker mines I like better. Speed with an extra one. Heavy cannons, technically I could probably use light on this. I think it's a little bit easier if you're nesting and somebody comes up to you to kill them with a light as opposed to the heavy, because the shot is so slow on the heavy, but that's just an opinion. For this, I'm going to switch this to reinforced. So there's a lot of stuff in GSF that has a like a deflection bypass. So either reinforced or lightweight is better than using deflection. And I'm only looking at this while the group leader fills our group. It's not like I'm going to actually fly a GSF right now. Power pool is for when you shoot the laser, so we want a bigger pool because if somebody comes up to us, we're gonna, shoot at them. And then we want a large reactor so we have more shields. And then here we're gonna switch this to damp so we can like stealth a little bit. So I think that's it for me setting up my ship. So everything looks good. Yeah, I like more ranged and faster torpedoes. I find them more effective, but Again, I'm not, like, really good at GSF because of the UI that they have in this game. Maybe if I got, like, a flight stick, it'd be easier. So we're waiting on a tank, basically. That's the thing. So on an assassin, if you're new to assassin tanking, you want to keep your dartboard up all the time. Like you constantly want to spam that non-stop. So whatever key, you can just keep activating it, just keep refreshing it and keep it on you as much as you can. Same thing with recklessness pretty much. I just spam recklessness as much as I can to keep it on me as much as I can, and then overcharge saber. I save it a little bit, but I also like to use it a lot because it will just increase, you know, my DPS. The biggest oh shit button that you have on an assassin tank is this deflection, so I usually will save that. But in dash, I'll use it early, and then I'll use it later, so. It looks like my tank buddy is a power tech. That's good. Yes, I have a bank for you, buddy. Here. The other big cooldown we have are these stims, although these stims are like level 68 or whatever. It's just because I was lazy and didn't craft myself like level 75 ones or whatever they are, so. But this character is not a, yeah, like I'm an artist, so I don't have biochem, so I can't use the reusables. It's okay. You can pull. Alright, so I'm gonna guard Catharsis here. There we go. Alright, group is ready. Oh, this dude is great. Yeah. Okay, so where's my... Alright, there's my recklessness, my overcharge. I'm going to AoE taunt to grab those monsters that are on the power converter. Gotta make sure that I stay positioned. Okay, I just got punted. Constantly checking my position. Some people actually even look at it like top down just to make sure that you are, you know, you have to have a straight line between dash, you, and the pole there. But usually I don't need to, you know, do the top down like this, but I'll do it just for this fight. So you can see it's a little bit easier. Now I'm just spamming my AoE attacks. I just got punted up in the air again. I'm gonna pop 2 of my cooldowns. My biggest one on the AOE taunts. And just start dealing a bunch of AOE damage. Taunt and reset. I just got knocked off my spot, so move right back to that spot, pop my recklessness. My overcharge is almost up. I'm gonna pop that as soon as I get back down. I just got knocked off my spot, so I have to get right back to it. Here we go. Alright, popping my overcharge and a taunt. Even gonna pop my shroud as well, or yeah, my force shroud. I'm at 24. I'm going to use that personal shield at like 32. Something around there. Yeah, I'm gonna give a taunt. Pop my recklessness. And just do a bunch of AoE attacks. Okay, I got punted. Alright, so I'm almost ready to use my personal shield. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna use it. There it is. Going to AoE taunt. And pop my big cooldown. Recklessness is up, I'm going to use it. Doing a bunch of AoE attacks. Going to taunt. My overcharge saber is almost up. I'm going to use that as soon as it comes back. Right now. Going to taunt. And do a bunch of AoE attacks. My recklessness is up, so I'm going to use that. Okay, when I hit the ground, I'm going to AoE taunt. Okay, and now I'm going to pop a shield adrenal. And just keep spamming my AoE attacks, basically. Nice. Yeah, the DPS for this was really good, so these guys are doing great. We'll take a look at star parse too, so we can see exactly how well they did, but it felt really good. Like, that was super smooth. Like, really, really smooth. And notice that they say nice DPS and heals, but nobody says nice tank, because the tank job is like the thankless job, man. It's thankless. Nobody gives a shit about the tank. Alright, let's see what we did. Alright, so that last fight, let's see. Oh god, those guys are fucking monsters. 35, 34, 33, 28. My tank buddy did 12. I did almost 11. Like, that's really good. Wow. Holy crap. Bro, that's why it felt so easy. That's what I mean. Like, if you've got good DPS, that is such an easy fight. It just makes it so easy. So that means that for Nefra, I mean, we have so much DPS, she's not going to be alive very long because she's not a DPS check. She is a tank and a heal check. Okay, I'm gonna summon everybody. Summoning used to be 10k, now it's 20k. Yeah, that ought to do it, man. That ought to fix the broken economy. Just double the cost of a summon. They actually did a really good job fixing the economy with that overhaul they did on the auction house. I was pretty surprised at how well that worked. I've done pretty good at not getting kicked off into the lava all night, so we know that's a good sign. Oh, we aggroed another one. We made another buddy. So like I said, I'm gonna leave my bolts on AOE just on the because I want to aggro the robots if we do box. I don't really care. It's not a 10% more DPS. No, not a huge deal for the. I mean, I think it's crit chance, right? Isn't that what it changes it to? So we go from AOE to increased damage, crit chance, and threat by 10%. Yeah, I mean, so ideally we'd use that, but if we're using... Oh, we're using stairs. I don't think we've done stairs yet tonight. Alright, so I'm gonna switch to 2 cloaks. And... Are we doing box? Alright, looks like we're doing box. That's fine.
She will collect her toll in blood.
Alright, I'm gonna pop my recklessness. Pop my overcharge saber.
Fear you.
Cleanse that poison off of me. And now I'm just basically cycling attacks. Here's my taunt to cleanse that stacking number right there. We're keeping an eye on the number right there that's growing. Alright, hopefully I can get this robot with my attack right now. Doesn't look like it got her. Oh, it did. It got it. It got it. Yep.
All creatures can serve. All know fear.
Alright, now we have to turn it. Okay, now we move back. I mean, this tank that I'm with is very good. Very, very good. You can always tell a really good tank because they move very, very calmly.
More blood.
They don't make any, like, wild, insane motion. They just basically very smooth. So we start walking. It's like a leisurely stroll. Like, they're a very good tank. There we go. It's at 11 now, so we're getting ready to turn.
I have changed her,
okay,
as she will
15.
change you.
Alright, we're turning now. Okay, let's go out. Okay, my AOE taunt.
The creature's pain will only
Recklessness
drive it
is up,
further.
so I'm going to use it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I mean, this tank was awesome. Dude, I'm gonna cheer for this tank. Really good. Probably the best tank I've tanked with today. Okay, so that was a success. That was probably the best group so far this evening. Super easy. It's really nice to tank it with like a group that's good. The DPS is good. The heals are good. They're cleansing. And then having the tank who knows all the little dance moves, like that's crazy good. It's a huge difference between tanking with a tank that doesn't know that, like what they're doing, and tanking with a tank that does. Because they won't run off and leave you, right? That'll kill you if they do that. So, you know, okay, Ricotta Bulwark, that is for a Juggernaut. So does that mean that I can replace this Juggernaut? Did I still have a blue? So that is a Juggernaut DPS. This is a Juggernaut tank. That is offhand for my Marauder. That actually was a legitimate upgrade right there. There's the blue, and there's the new 344. So that's like way sexier. Okay, so let's make this. Right, so here we go. And the other thing I got was an an earpiece that I don't need, unfortunately, but we'll make this. So now I can have a 344 if I tank on my Juggernaut. Technically I don't need to remove these because I could just get new ones, but it's super cheap to just remove them, so I'm just going to remove them. So now this is retired, and now this is the new one. And we just slot, I always use white, pure white. So there's my indestructible crystal. Here's my shield dog. And then here's my lightning weapon tuning, which is the one that I always use. So there's our new, so now if I want to tank as a Juggernaut, there's my tank weapon as a Juggernaut. That's great. So now I don't have to worry about that anymore because we already have the 344 offhand for Juggernaut. They share the same as the Assassin, so that's really good. That was a good upgrade. All the other stuff I got today is nothing I can really use, unfortunately, but that was good. And so for this, I'm just going to basically take this and like put it in here in my cargo hold. That is something I'll save it. I'll eventually probably just sell it because I probably won't ever use that again, but I'll save like the Onderonian, the skin, the Bound to Legacy lightsaber that's holding the hilt mod and enhancement. I'll save that, right? I don't actually need the pieces that are in it anymore though. But we still have not got our gloves, and for a power tech we still need the offhand, so
where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, here there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love up there's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is glowing. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Oh la la. Hunting no crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest in it and embark. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Hey la, Mary la. Oh la 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 la. Oh la la. La 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 la. La 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 la.